y'all? We are back for another episode. As you can see, I'm here with Nino Brown.
Nina Marie.
Nina.
Because I'm a G.
And she used to be Nino Brown because she would get down with a get down.
Get on down.
Like James Brown. So you got me with that rhyme.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a movement, y'all. It's a movement. I'm going to have y'all do it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start implementing soon.
Yeah, I want y'all to put y'all best rhymes in the comment section.
Yeah, put your best rhymes to see if you can beat the best rapper alive. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm the best rapper.
Lord
I'm better than Lil Wayne and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come with it, Jay-Z. Come with it. Come through.
Don't come for Jay, because I don't need Jay. I don't need Jay as a problem.
So anyway, this episode is talking about the one that got away. Got away.
Ooh.
Do you have anybody in mind that you can think of and you're like, damn, got away?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay, let's get up into it.
I actually do. I remember there was this one girl, you know, like I'm the type of person, like I've always kind of just drawn to the fair-skinned sisters, you know. But this girl was like more of a cream, kind of like your color, you know what I mean?
I'm not cream. I am not cream.
What are you then? Brown?
I'm like a Halle Berry color.
I think Halle Berry is lighter than you.
You think she's lighter?
I think Halle Berry.
Yeah, she is definitely lighter, but like the brown when she has a
You
tan.
just want to compare yourself to Halle Berry.
Halle Berry tan. That's my color.
You more like a mocha. Right here, you look like a mocha.
I'm like a caramel.
Caramel. Mocha with some hazelnut, some cream. Then you know it's time to turn lighter, actual color. But anyway, but you know, like she's a beautiful brown girl.
Brown skin.
I'm talking about that brown skin. I can tell when you're speaking. No. But me and her clicked. You know what I mean? I remember people used to always say, like, when I got around her, I became her and she became me. Like I was a very like shy, reserved type individual, and she was like out there. She was almost kind of like you, but not as much like you.
Okay.
Like, you know, she was kind of like she didn't tone down a little bit. You know. But it was like when we got together, we swapped roles. I just thought that was so interesting. You know, I was like, I'm you and you're me. And when I'm not with you, I'm myself and you're yourself. But when we were together, we're each other. It's always like we become one. You know, I don't know. But that girl was.
How old were you?
I was in high school, I think. Yeah. Well, I was in high school, and I knew her for the whole high school year. Or, I wouldn't say year, but the whole high school movement.
Yeah, yeah. Season.
Yeah, it's my season. The whole high school season.
High school season.
You know, that's 3 years, right?
Oh. 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, that's 4 years. 4 years. Depending on where you go to high school.
Graduate.
No, depending on where you got to high school, because I remember some people used to have 5 years.
Oh, wow.
8, 9, 10, 12.
Oh, yeah, they did start high school in 8th grade.
But anyways, we're talking about here in Georgia. Whether I was gonna rhyme right there, but I don't know. We're going
ATL Georgia, what do you do for you? You see what I'm saying? It's like it just roll off the
That ain't
tongue.
no rhyme though, man. That's already of a
rhyme.
song. Cuz.
It's okay, but it came straight off the dome though. So why was she the one that got away?
Because it was just such a wow. Maybe I think the Holy Spirit just spoke to me. It was such a peaceful relationship, and everything after that just was not. It was peaceful for moments, but then, but it was such a peaceful relationship, and I think that was the first relationship where I found peace. You know, and we're still, you know, social media friends to this day. And she's still just so beautiful.
Is she married? Got kids?
I ain't about to go all into that. No, she's not married. I think she has a kid. I think she does have a kid.
One.
One.
Three. But anyway.
This one is the crickets. Shots fired. Pow, pow, pow.
When did y'all stop? Like, when did y'all
Well, it kind of was one of
separate?
those things where, you know how when you graduate high school, everybody kind of just disperses. Mm-hmm. You know, like some people might move out of state, some people might go to school, some people might, I'm going to go to the military. And I don't know, I don't remember where she went. I think she left and went back to her original hometown. Mm-hmm. And it kind of was just like, you know, and it kind of was like it was a smooth transition. You know, but that's the one that I feel like got away. You know what I mean?
I think, like, as I've gotten older, there's actually nobody that got away for me.
I was gonna touch on that. But,
And I think that's fine. And I'm actually, like, happy because, like, I probably would have disappointments or regrets of like, damn, you know, my man is gone. But I can say that I have had those time periods where I thought it was the one that got away, but it really was the wrong one, and he got away, and he really needed to go away. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, I've had those moments, and like I will say, it's because I'm a lover girl. I'm not really a city girl. Okay, now I have my city girl moments. But I am a lover girl, okay? I am one of those 90s R&B, send you a love song, okay, type of girl, all right? And so, you know, when I love you, I love you. I love the dirty draws off you, you know what I'm saying? But it's sad, because it's like, damn.
I'm not going to love no dirty draws off you. Don't come up in here with
I'll
no
be up
dirty
in there
draws.
cleaning your jaw. I call that bonding. Just
that is
clean
not
it.
bonding.
Just
For me,
clean
I'm
them.
like, if you don't throw them things away, we're going to buy you some more. Because if they that dirty to the point where I got to scrub them.
That's bonding.
Yeah, no.
Scrubbing your man's drawers is bonding.
You ain't going to be scrubbing my drawers. Like,
would you be in the bathroom when somebody taking a dump?
it all depends on how bad it smells, you know? Like, I have a very sensitive nose, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to share this story. Growing up, you know, when my grandmother and granddad would live together, you know, my granddad would always, I don't know, he just had this thing where he would go to the bathroom and do it with the door open.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I think it's normal.
You know, like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I just respect other people's
That's in the
nostrils.
ambiance. That is
Because
bonding.
I don't be knowing how mine's gonna smell. So I be like, you know what?
Ambience,
and if it ain't that bad, then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can open this door.
If you don't know how my shit smells, you don't love me. You don't love me.
Well, look, I didn't say that now. Like, I want to know so I know, because you know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want to, you know, get out of work and walk in and be like, what the?
I need to know how your shit smell. You know why? Because if it's off, hey babe, it's off. You might need to go to the doctor. See, that's how one I want to be. That's what I said, bonding. See, y'all don't know what real bonding is. Y'all don't know what it is.
Look, I've known Nina for a while, and she told me before I came over here, she said, I was in there taking them shit. And I said, well, I'm glad you did that before I came over here and started setting up this equipment. Right? Because I don't want to smell you. I love you, but I don't want to love you that much.
I don't want to love you that bad. I ain't gonna love your dirty drawers, girl.
But I'm back
to
my little brief story.
Okay, all right.
So, you know, I just thought myself, I said, dang, you know, grandma must really love this man, because he be stinking. Like, I don't know if I could love granddaddy that much. You know, like, if he been doing this for 30, 40 plus years, like that's some real love right there. And you know your stuff stink when you got to open the door while you in there. Get yourself some air. But yeah, I ain't gonna scrub no drawers. I'm sorry. I might actually help if my spouse, significant other, got to the point where they couldn't change their clothes or needed a washing. I would do that, you know. But like, scrub your drawers.
Are we recording?
Oh my God, we were not even recording. Oh, fuck. That's messed up. Okay.
Well, let's start over again.
We don't have to start over, because it's catching over there. So it's always just good to have that down there.
Oh, okay, so we
safety,
can hear.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, praise the Lord. So do you think that you've been the one that got away for people?
I actually was going to touch on that. In many occasions. Let me not say many, because then I'm gonna sound so. That's everything out, bro. On that one, that's
I'm the
everything.
shit. What you mean? Yeah, the one that got away.
Every time, cuz I mean, I'm gonna get away right now, but we ain't gonna open up that one. We ain't gonna do that. Nah, but yeah, I definitely feel like there was a few times where I was the one that got away, or the one that was just finally said, "I'm not getting away. I'm leaving." There's a difference.
Right. I ain't going nowhere.
Right, I ain't going.
I need somebody that's gonna be like my mama and say, "You ain't getting rid of me." Like I'm. Side note, I tried to, block my mama and all that good stuff because I was going through, and she was like, "I ain't going nowhere." So I was like, "Oh, thank you, mama."
And I love that. I love that. I'm definitely that type of dude.
No.
I'm a dude, and she's a dude, and we're all dudes.
Hey.
Y'all remember that? See, yeah, y'all might be too young. Remember? That was wasn't it all that Good Burger? I'm a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes.
Hey. So you think that you are the person that
I was a
got
dude.
away?
I was the dude.
So you was that dude.
But I remember a couple of times, because I look back at some times where I don't want to say times, but I look back at and there's times where I go back and look at my ex's social media if I'm not blocked, and I'd be like,
I know she missing my ass.
I know she missing. I know she missing Nika.
I know she missing me, cuz. Let me tell you something.
I know she missing it. But in all seriousness, and as humble as I can be, I do feel
Talk
like
your shit, friend.
there were times where I was the guy that got away, and I'm pretty sure that they, to this day, know that too.
I think that,
And a matter of fact, not to get you off, I remember there was one particular relationship. You know about this. I remember that girl told me I wasn't going nowhere, and I can't. She won't let me go nowhere.
I don't know that one. You gotta tell me that off camera. I don't know. Know who that is.
Like, and I'm a very
we're not together, but you my man, and you're not going nowhere.
You gonna tell me I can't go nowhere? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But it was so offensive to me, because I was like, so you actually feel like this connection that we have, or the relationship that we have together, that you are so significant to the point where I need you so much that I can't leave you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they just messed my spirit up all over again. You go ahead and talk, man.
So what I was
drink some water.
what I was thinking was, why do they have to be the one that got away in the first place? And just from my experience, one of my exes when I was in my 20s, I think when I bought my house in 2018, I remember, I think either we got in touch somehow. I forgot.
remember that. Dang, we've been friends for a minute.
Yeah, I thought I probably. Well, yeah, you know what? It was so insignificant. He was a non-motherfucking factor so much at that time that I was like, bah.
I'm just saying, I remember when you were living with your mom and I helped you move. Remember that?
She was living with me. That was my house.
I mean, but
my name's on that.
Either way, I mean, I just remember that.
Put some respect on my deed.
I remember that.
My name.
I just remember that.
Anyway, but yeah, he called me and he was like, yeah, it was always you. It was, you were the one, whatever. And, when I was like 26, 27, that might have but at that time, so much time had passed. And first of all, he was a cheating ass, lying ass. Okay. And by that time that he had came back or tried to come back, I'm like, why would you ever think that you can bark up this tree, sir? But the the point that I wanted to make was like, why do people have to be the one that got? Now I will say this: now if he was being like genuine, which I don't, I honestly think he was just hitting me up because he, just wanted that old thing back or whatever. But I do think that like I needed to be the one that got away, because sometimes you do need to be the one to get away because somebody might be beating on you, cheating on you, or they are taking advantage of you. They're not appreciating you. This last, dating situation that I was involved in, I mean, I felt so unappreciated. And like, it's like, sometimes you need to be the one that got away. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what that nigga says. I know that I love the socks off that nigga. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the most recent ex situation. I know I love the socks off that person, and he could try to lie all he won't. My love is pure, but my love is also needs to be respected, honored, and reciprocated, and treasured and appreciated. And it's like people become the one that got away because you're not appreciating them. And it's sad because a lot of times people have to lose you in order to realize what they had. Mm-hmm. And like, I remember on Instagram, this one guy, he said, a lot of times men can get so comfortable with having you around that they don't realize how much value you add to their lives. They don't realize how much you were making their lives better. They don't realize, how much you were actually bringing to the table, or even making their lives easier. Like, I think he had made an example of like, a woman that loves you or whatever, she'll come into your house and she'll see a need, or she'll see something that needs to be done, and she'll get it done. She'll start doing that task for you. Like, she'll see the lack that you have, and she'll start doing it for you. I remember I did the same thing. This is embarrassing, but I loved him. This guy that I was dating, he had roaches or whatever. And it wasn't like, infested, okay?
Hey, listen, that's embarrassing, right? I remember this one girl that she didn't have a lot of roaches. I've been in my life where I had roaches too. Uh-huh. But I don't know. This is like a side note. Yeah. Have you ever had roaches before? But then when you go to somebody else's house, them roaches be different. This is a different type of roach. It's like those the same roach, roaches. But it's the same roach, but it's like they don't look like the roaches that's at my house. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. These roaches is different. But I had roaches too, but it was just different going to somebody else's house. And this is my girl in that roach. I was like, nah, something wrong with them roaches. Something wrong with them roaches. You can't. Them ain't the roaches at my house. Like my roaches are a lot more respectful. Like they stay inside. When company come over, they go to the dark. Yo, when I come over here, they just your roaches is family, my nigga. Cody here. Coming out, you cooking? Coming out, for dinner. Like coming out, want to speak in there. Ask you where you got your shoes from. Like yo, goddamn Jordans. Like, look, man, I didn't ask for all that. You didn't even ask my name, man. But that was his roaches. Like they would come out of nowhere, and it's like it was rude. In the daytime? Yes. Oh, well, them real disrespect roaches. I don't remember, but the time that I'm talking about was probably like it was definitely like early evening. And I was taking that's daytime. And I was my roaches didn't come out until the sun went down, so.
Well, I was on the toilet, and I think I ended up looking, I'm like, I don't like roaches. And so for me, I'm not one of those girls that's like, if I like you, I like you. You know what I'm saying? So, I've had roaches before. Oh God, nightmare. And I know how it is. So like, I've had a townhome that just, you could not get rid of the roaches. It doesn't matter how clean you were. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going to Home Depot, buying the little roach shit that I put in my house or whatever, and started spraying in his house. And so what I'm trying to say is that like a good woman, will show up and see what you lack and start to fill in that gap for you, and help you out or whatever like that. And I was spraying around and I was putting powder, and I didn't make him feel, bad about it. I was like, oh, whatever, we'll take care of it. I would joke. I would I would dig at him and just joke. But for the but I wasn't like, oh, you can't get this. No. And I just do what I had to do. And so when you're that type of, when you that bitch, yes, I do think that you have, or you can make a mark on someone's life to where so when you leave, they're like, oh man, I don't. Usually, during this time period, she would cook. She would get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. She would cook or whatever for me. We laying down and I would have a meal because she's here, or just whatever need. And so it's like you guys have to learn, women and men have to learn how when that someone is valuable and they're a gem and they're rare and they're a diamond in this world, they don't have to be the one that got away if you would have appreciated them the first time. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think that too often people get too comfortable, and I've done this even to people. But I'm one of those people that's like, hey, when I learn my lesson, I have no problem with calling that person and say, you know what? I'm sorry for what I did, And I think that those who are listening, who let the one got away, call that motherfucker up and be like, yo, I'm sorry how I treated you. If you did them wrong, get it right and get it tight. Because you on a bike. Oh, you might.
Okay, on the mic, I get, okay, just throw that in there. But yeah, I respect that. I remember seeing a podcast by, Shannon Booty? Mm-hmm. And I remember, I don't think it necessarily was talking about intimate relationships, but I remember she did a whole recording of her and a friend of hers who were no longer cool anymore. Went their separate ways for some years, but they decided to meet up and just record the apology. And hey, I did this wrong and I did that wrong. And I thought that was so powerful. Like, I would love to do that with an ex.
Right. Oh my God. Yes, that was so that was bomb.
I got one ex that I would love to just sit down and have that conversation.
Or two.
Just one.
Oh, okay.
Well, I wouldn't consider that person an ex because it really didn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was more like an entanglement. But I would still want to sit down and have that conversation.
Me too. I mean, I will say this. There's some people who they're not honest with themselves, so they're never going to be honest with you. And
and that person probably is one of those people.
Yeah, they're not going to be honest with you. And the thing that I love about that interview was that he was very honest. I mean, now you can also tell that he was probably still salty. She was fine. She was listening to him, and she was able to take the criticism that he was giving her.
But it takes, I think she was more in a mature place. It takes a mature person to do that. Like that particular exit, I think that would be I don't think she would be able to handle being back in the presence of me, in my presence. You know what I mean? And not saying that I just got it going on like that, but I think it would be more of a slap in the face to her for me to even reach out and say, hey, can we just sit down and have a conversation?
Yeah.
Because in both cases, they dropped me, I think. Which is fine with me.
Most people drop me too.
But that's all right.
I don't understand how do people dropping us and we
the package.
We the package.
In that particular I remember my pastor said, told me, it takes a lot for a pastor to stop me and tell me this, and you was the
you was the prize.
You was the prize, yeah. See how I talked to her so much, finish my sentence, you the prize.
And see, let me tell you something. This is a y'all may not believe this or whatever, but just because somebody drops you or leaves you alone, or their pride or whatever, or their eyes is everywhere or whatever, or they're not ready, they're not mature, and they leave you, don't mean that you're not still the fucking prize. You know what I'm saying? And don't internalize that as, oh, there's something wrong with me. And it's like, all of us have flaws. But, if you know that you did your best, if you know that you genuinely cared for that person, and you tried your best, you are an inherently good person that has flaws. But, a lot of times when people make their decisions, it has a lot to do. I'm talking about in these type of situations. When people do that to genuine people, it has a lot to do with them more so than it has to do with you. And they'll try to make you feel like it's you. They'll try to make you feel like there's something wrong with you, and they'll pick you apart, and it'll usually be some frivolous ass, stupid ass reason or whatever that ain't got shit to do with why you would, do what they're doing, and they'll project. But, it took me years to finally realize that, Nina, you are an inherently good person. You have your flaws, but you try hard and you love people really hard. And so, if a person makes their decision for their life and they say they don't want me in their life, then, it doesn't mean that is there anything necessarily wrong with me, or it doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be loved, because I'm sure there are a lot of good people out there that have been mistreated, mishandled, misunderstood, and abandoned, or even just like dropped. And you're wondering, like, I was doing my best, and it's like, and that's all you could do. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to, internalize anything that, I must not be lovable, because that was me for years. That, and those words will eat you alive, and they did the same thing to me. And now I'm having to learn how to, what do you call it? Stand firm in who I know that I am. Yeah.
Standing firm.
Yeah.
Kind of end the podcast off.
Oh, that's good. Why not?
That's good.
Well, that'll do it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay. Don't forget to hit that bell as well. Because you could tell. I'm talking.
And I'm your host, Coach Cody.
And I'm Nina.
Nina Marie with the ashy knees. Oh.
I don't have my nails. Like, I can't wait, because I need to be, Oh, just wait, though.
They wouldn't even think about no nails until you brought it up. You start pointing the fact that you're doing it.
Anyway, love y'all.
All right, bye.